Good morning from the city by the bay.
And from the Big Apple.
On behalf of PRC, I am thrilled that you have decided to join us on this amazing Sunday morning. And I am so proud to say that this is my 17th AIDS Walk. Both PRC and AIDS Walk San Francisco got their starts in 1987 to drive attention and generate resources to combat a rising epidemic called AIDS. 33 years later, we have made incredible progress stopping the spread of HIV, addressing stigma, advancing treatment, and expanding prevention strategies. At PRC, we are laser focused on tackling some of the long-standing drivers of the epidemic. Historic discrimination that has led to health disparities, mental health, substance use, homelessness, and poverty. And at the same time, we are addressing the emerging needs of people living with HIV right now. And we couldn't do this work without our community, activists, fundraisers, educators, allies, and survivors. People like you raising hope and the spirits of people living with and at risk for HIV and AIDS, especially those most vulnerable among us. Last year, over 6,500 individuals came through PRC's doors. And during these recent, most difficult months of COVID-19, PRC has been showing up every day, sheltering nearly 300 individuals safely in place each night, providing emergency grants to people living with HIV and AIDS who are struggling to make ends meet. Additionally, we have pivoted our whole host of legal advocacy, workforce development, and housing case management services into virtual and telehealth formats. Every day, I am in awe of the amazing team at PRC, helping people find hope, get back on their feet, and pursue personal paths of health, wellness, recovery, independence, and well-being. With the guidance of our board of directors, passionate staff, and dedicated volunteers, together we are committed to advancing our mission and improving community health. And by no means is PRC alone in this work. I am honored today to acknowledge the family of AIDS service organizations doing such incredible work across the greater Bay Area, 20 of whom are direct recipients of the fundraising efforts and community building here at AIDS Walk San Francisco. So thank you for being a part of what is going to be a monumental day of fundraising, fabulous divas, all for such an important cause.
GMHC was founded in response to discrimination against people living with HIV. We stand today with other LGBTQ organizations to say that Black lives matter and commit ourselves to the action those words require. At GMHC, we confront some of the systemic inequities that contribute to high HIV infection rates and poor outcomes among people of color and those living in poverty, including lack of access to healthy food, stable housing, and quality healthcare. COVID-19 has created unprecedented challenges for us here at GMHC. Many of our clients are HIV positive and have other health or social conditions that put them at higher risk of COVID-19 infection. As a result of the pandemic, we have transitioned most of our services to remote delivery. We developed the new GMHC On The Go program that has delivered more than 35,000 meals to ensure that none of our clients go hungry. We also have responded to sharply increasing demands for mental health and substance use counseling services, now using phone and video conferencing. Our vision at GMHC is to end the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Our collective aspiration should be nothing short of a cure. Until then, we must follow science, not stigma. We know that people with undetectable viral loads cannot transmit the virus to others. Undetectable equals untransmittable. But HIV remains an ongoing health threat for people living in poverty, especially people of color. GMHC's vision to end the epidemic cannot be reached without addressing the economic and racial inequities that deny people the right to healthy, productive lives. The events of the last few months show us how far we still have to go. I want to take this opportunity to recognize our virtual walkers this year, our corporate sponsors, and top fundraisers. I also want to thank our Consumer Advisory Board, staff, and our Board of Directors for their leadership in advancing GMHC's mission to end AIDS. Thank you, all of you, for your support of AIDS Walk New York and GMHC. ViiV Healthcare is both the presenting sponsor of AIDS Walk New York and a principal sponsor of AIDS Walk San Francisco. They are on a mission to make sure that no person living with HIV is left behind. ViiV is developing new medicines and working hard to ensure that everyone who would benefit from their meds can access them.
When we close our eyes, we hear the cheers, we feel the sunshine, and we remember each embrace. And although this year will look and feel a bit different, we remain together with you every step of the way.
We're here. We are here.
We're here
until HIV isn't.
We're ViiV Healthcare. We're the only pharmaceutical company 100% focused on HIV, and we're prouder than ever to support GMHC and AIDS Walk New York.
From ViiV Healthcare, please welcome their head of North America, Lynn Baxter. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Kelsey. How are you?
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really well and delighted to be with you.
GMHC and AIDS Walk, we are so grateful for having ViiV as a presenting sponsor. Can you tell me why AIDS Walk New York is so important to ViiV?
Absolutely. And I really felt the passion and the connection when I joined the AIDS Walk New York last year. So I'm sorry that we're not in person, but delighted that we're connecting virtually. And, we have a lot of ties to New York City. We have employees who live and work in the region. We've hosted events across New York City, including Harlem and the Public Theatre. And these types of events really give us the chance to connect with the local community, to stand and to walk together. So we're thrilled to be joining you and to be part of it.
I love ViiV's mission of leaving no person living with HIV behind. How do you achieve that?
Well, Kelsey, it's something that we really need to collaborate and partner on, both within the pharmaceutical industry, but also across the community and all of the various stakeholders. And it's not a one-size-fits-all. We're in a time where there are disparities in terms of access and retention in healthcare for people living with HIV. These are things that we need to address. Treatment and prevention for all. And if we don't address this, if we don't address the stigma associated with HIV, then we will not be able to achieve our mission and we will not achieve the goals that we all have collectively to end the epidemic.
Thank you so much. And thanks again for everything that you and ViiV does for GMHC, AIDS Walk New York, and our communities.
Thank you, Kelsey. We're delighted to be partnering with you. Have a great day, everyone.